Had somebody try to call in while I was doing like call me. How do I make
Hold on.
sure that doesn't?
We live right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, you can turn on your do not disturb, but I don't. But yeah, you can turn on your do not disturb. But anyway, man, listen, the devil is real, and he was working on me and Kelly right now. Um, Day one of fasting with Kelly. We want food. Kelly doesn't want milk. Does I was asking her what is she craving right now?
And you want me to talk about what I'm craving?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, right now I'm like I was saying earlier. I'm just craving. Not thinking about this. When we were trying to set all this up and talking, I completely forgot about my hunger.
Right.
So you're right. I do need to do something.
So, like, do you normally eat breakfast or not?
Um, I usually have maybe like a bar, not like a protein bar, more. I'm sure it's probably not that great, but it's a Z bar by the company that makes those Cliff bars.
Okay.
And then I usually always get, I know that everybody has their thing about this, but I get a Starbucks.
What you get from there?
I like the oh God, what is that called? It's the chai tea.
Oh, okay.
You know,
That's not the
um,
that's not the green one, is it?
no, that's the
That's the
matcha tea.
matcha. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. What is chai? What is that?
Uh, it's just some type of blend of tea, and it kind of has like a little bit of a spice to it, and that's why I like it.
Oh, okay. Cause isn't like spicy stuff good for inflammation?
I mean, I have heard that, but then if you look long enough, then you can find something that says that spicy stuff um, creates inflammation.
Oh, really?
It's funny.
Oh, okay.
Like I was looking about the 3 day fast, and apparently there's a factor of people that do this that say that you should only drink distilled water, and then there's another um, people that say that you should not drink distilled water. So I'm just drinking bottled water because I don't know.
That is a good question because I'm drinking like somewhat like alkaline water because that's just the only water I can drink without my stomach just feeling, too acidic throughout the day. You
Hmm.
know, um, what brand water are you drinking? Don't tell me you're drinking Poland Spring.
Oh my God, watch it be that. Okay, it does have spring in the name. It's natural mountain spring water, and I know all this stuff is not beautiful and great, but
Yeah.
it's better than me drinking tap water in LA.
All right. Right. Oh man, that's a death sentence, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this
That's
is
funny.
from Trader Joe's. I don't know if you guys have Trader Joe's.
Nah, yeah, we got.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I've only been to Trader Joe's one time. I thought for so long, I thought Trader Joe's was like a hunting uh place.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it
funny.
was yeah, like I thought it was like a Bass Pro Shop or
Yeah.
some shit. And then somebody told me they were getting food from there, and I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah, you're thinking like the Trading Post.
Yeah, like why would you name a
That's
grocery?
funny.
But I guess it makes sense, like because
Yeah.
they would call it trading back then, but I don't know. So right now it's 1:35 where I'm at. What time is it where you at?
It is 10:35.
Wow. So with me it's
I
kind
know.
of different because it's like I don't eat breakfast. I normally don't even eat until sometimes 4 o'clock the first time I eat during the day.
Hmm.
So for me, my body not even my body is it's like regular. It's like normal. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna feel anything until like 10 o'clock tonight. To be honest with you,
Hmm.
like how do you feel like your body is? It's kind of early over there. How do you feel
I
like your
mean,
body?
I do feel like I go a really long period of time during the daytime, but definitely well before 10 o'clock. I'm going to be starving, but I know that it's like I keep trying to talk to myself and go, okay, there's plenty of reserves. You're going to be okay. This is, calm down. And so that's what I'm trying to just keep reminding myself.
So you're naturally hungry at like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah. I I'm one of those people that if I don't have something to eat right away, I'm like, ah.
Okay. See,
Yeah.
I'm different because it's like how we were talking about yesterday. If I eat anything in early in the morning, like I get stomach aches. So I
Oh,
just my body kind of adapted to not eating till later. Like I don't know, I got like stomach issues, and it's like real sensitive in the morning. I don't know, like my clock is fucked up. So
hmm.
that's why, just like you were saying, you can't eat certain food. It would make you feel like, make you feel sick. You were
Yeah.
talking about meat. It's the same thing with me. I just can't. I cannot eat like because it's like I'm just gonna be in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like or whatever. Like my
Yeah.
body's just like, no, it's too early for some reason. I
Yeah.
don't know. So kind of like when do you feel like what part of the day today you're gonna feel like damn, like you kind of anticipate like it's gonna be like around dinner?
No, I think around maybe like 4 o'clock, I'm gonna be freaking out, but I'm gonna just keep doing that self talk.
Did you like tell your family or anything like that? What you were, your goal or
Well, I didn't want to tell my boys. My daughter doesn't. She lives in the valley, but my boys, I didn't want to tell them because I was afraid. Specifically, Kyle, the one that I was telling you about.
right?
Um, my fear is that they then will want to do it with me, and that would not be good.
Why? Why? That's some camaraderie right there.
But I mean, they have to be like they're in school. They're only 15. Can you imagine? Like, I can't imagine doing this at 15. I would be losing my mind.
Mm,
I mean, anytime that I've ever had surgery, and you have to stop the night before at like midnight,
yeah,
that is a big deal for me, even doing that. I'm like, no, I can't have anything to eat in the morning.
that's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. Okay, so are you kind of like freaking out? Like, are you kind of freaking out a little bit? Like, are you kind of
I
like,
mean, yeah, I am a little bit, especially because I don't like to it's very hard for me to sleep when I'm hungry, so that's what I'm also worrying about tonight. I mean, this is like so stupid. I'm not going to die.
mm,
But for some reason, I mean, yeah, this is like I've always wanted to do this because I've heard nothing but amazing things from doing this, but
right.
I just couldn't make myself do it. And then I knew when we were in that chat and I wrote in there, if you I'll do it with you, because I knew that you probably would say yes to that and that it would make me do it. Like I wouldn't have said it if I wasn't willing to do it.
Right.
But I've always wanted to do this. So I think it's kind of like one of those little check offs that I'd like to do.
Yeah, and it's a challenge. It's kind of like it's probably sound fucked up, but it's like when you struggle with like when you're struggling alongside somebody else, like it
Hmm.
kind of it it's fucked up, but it feels better to struggle with
Yeah.
like in a nutshell, misery loves company. Like that's
Yeah.
what we about to go through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like day one, I'm not worried about day one. I'm worried about day three. Like, yo, I'm worried about how I'll be feeling on Thursday when I got a throbbing headache. The Tylenol is not even effective anymore. Okay.
Hmm.
And I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, am I just gonna have fucking am I just gonna be attached to the toilet? Like, I don't know what's going on, man.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, well, the sad thing is that I'm on my third bottle of water, just those little bottles.
right,
Let me
right,
see how many ounces. I think it's like
right, right, right.
16 ounces. And I, I can't even tell you when the last time was that I even drank that amount of water. That's sad.
So how much water do you normally? Because it's important to talk about this stuff because it's like
Yeah.
this is our like actual. Because me, I'm behind. I don't drink as much water as I'm supposed to. But I
Yeah.
haven't been drink. I probably drank half a bottle of water all day. So I'm
Oh.
actually probably fucking myself over. But like how many bottles of water do you feel like you drink in a day?
Well, sadly, none, because normally I'm always drinking, those sparkling waters that are like infused with flavors.
Right, right.
So, the only natural water to hit my mouth is probably when I brush my teeth. That's pretty sad.
Holy shit.
Or when I take a shower.
Well,
I
some
know
people
that's
don't.
not right.
Some people don't like water.
I mean, I definitely, there's no way I could not, I could go with not having the sparkling water, but
Right.
you know, I've heard things about that too, that that's supposed to be, there's some reason why if you drink something that's carbonated, that it does something to you that's not good. I can't remember what it is at the moment, but
So like, do you have? Because I seen I watched this dude that does homesteading, and he actually him and his girlfriend they make their own soda. Like it
hmm.
was actually interesting to see that. Like, do you have the equipment where you make your own soda, or are you kind of like you just buy it already?
But we actually had one of those, and just because I wasn't into it back then and I wanted more space on
Yeah.
the counter, I got rid of it. Yeah, I should have kept it.
Let me see.
But I know what you're talking about.
I think it's called like Soda Stream. Not sure, but I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind learning how to make my own soda, like nat with like natural fruit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were making orange soda. They used real oranges, and then they put like honey and I think a little bit of lemon in it, and it actually looked good. What's this right here?
Yeah, the one that I drink, I'm sure it's probably the flavoring is just chemicals, which is
Right, right.
sad.
Yeah, but it's sad that they got to put the chemicals in fucking everything.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how
And
much
see,
they.
as we're talking, I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, if that says no calories, though,
Right.
I can go in there. Maybe I can drink that. But I would want to okay it with you first.
Oh, it's funny that you say that. That's actually funny as hell. Because this morning I was like, damn, I kind of want some tea, because I have it's like this licorice tea. It's good for my throat. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's like licorice tea. But I was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to drink that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it is cool to uh, not. I'm not just being accountable to myself. I'm also being accountable to somebody else that I trust, and I know that they're not going to lie to me too. You
Yeah,
know.
I mean, listen, I got a bag of apparently Ruffles came out with hot wings, like double crunchy potato chips sitting right here next to me. Like they
Oh
taste
God.
like I ate them a couple days ago. They taste like real life buffalo wings, and I always wonder how the fuck do they get these flavors?
Yeah.
How do they do this? You know what I'm saying?
How do they get into the potato chip? I know.
That's just some weird. It
Yeah.
reminds me of the Matrix, like how the dude is eating the steak, but it's not real. But
Yeah.
how do they get that flavor into? I'm saying like I guess into your brain, the chemicals, and how does that flavor? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
resonate.
Well,
It's just weird.
I think, I mean, I don't know specifically how to explain this, but I know we have receptors in our brain for everything that we experience.
Right.
And I mean, basically, you could make something like that happen. What you're saying, like Matrix wise, if you just sort tapping into a specific part of the brain,
Right.
which is interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds
So
me, you know, in Willy Wonka, like how the Violet character, she has that gum and it's a turkey dinner and all the stuff that goes with it.
wait, say that last part
Have
again.
you ever seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Like the original one.
That one or the other one?
Yeah,
Actually, the
I saw the
original, I think.
original one. I didn't
Yeah.
see the
Okay. Good.
other one. Yeah.
Well, that one's better anyway. But Violet, the one that blows up into like a big, huge balloon. You know, like I can't remember what she eats, but she is testing out a new gum, and it has
Right.
basically a whole meal in the gum.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was saying all the flavors and stuff that she was
Yeah.
tasting. Oh
So I mean,
shit.
there has to be. I would think that there's a way that you can tap into those. Yeah,
Right.
but it would have to be through Neuralink or something like that, which we're not going to do.
You think it would have to be that extreme through Neuralink? You don't think they could just
Well,
you put
because
all
they
the
have to.
flavors in?
Well, no, they could put the flavors in, but
Yeah.
for you to okay, put it this way: for
You're
me to
talking about like
drink,
the experience.
yeah, exactly. Like if I was to drink just my plain water right now, I could experience it completely different if some, neural links in my head or whatever was tapping into certain things because we
Right.
have receptors for all
Right.
that stuff. It's just weird to think about.
Shout out Sato. He said Elon Musk is going to make bugs taste like steak. with
Yeah,
Neuralink.
exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Bro, what? I didn't even
That's
think
scary, and
about
it's
that.
true.
And
Yeah,
that's gonna market to the because they're saying that we're gonna be eating bugs in the future and shit. So that's
yeah.
gonna market to unbelievable.
And then think about what that I can't remember that guy's name, but the eats the bugs guy. He remember how he says you basically you won't have any of this stuff and you'll be happy. So the only
Right,
way I can see that we're going to be happy is that we're going to be hooked up and believing we're doing something that we're not even doing.
right. Are you scared of that or what?
I mean, I would never. We could already be doing that right now.
Right.
That could
Exactly.
already be
See, like
happening.
that, and that's why, like, I try not to take whatever this is, the simulation, whatever. I try not to take it as serious as other people, like, because you don't even know. Honestly, we don't even know what base reality is. We don't
Yeah,
even know, like, we have no idea. This whole thing
yeah,
could be like a real illusion, and then people gonna call you the c word, and when you start thinking it or talking like this, but you don't know what this is.
yeah,
If
and
they tell us that we're spirits having a human experience or whatever, then
hmm
that tells you right there that none of this is. It might as well be an illusion or a simulation, hologram, whatever.
yeah. So when I'm hungry today, I'm just going to be like, "That's not even real."
Not real. It's not real
Might never
because
matter.
it's like, bro, honestly, like your soul doesn't get hungry. Like your spirit doesn't have an appetite other than to just, in my opinion, have a relationship, with the source. But other than that, like this shit, it's not real.
Yeah. When if everything is supposedly frequency, then definitely that just takes it on a whole new level. We don't even need anything but frequency.
Right. And it's an addiction like we was talking about. That's all it is. Like the addiction is real.
Yeah. Yep.
And the addiction and even the addiction is real, but it's real fake because it's like you believe in some shit that's not.
But then I'll think to myself, like, okay, if we have receptors, like we have receptors for opioids, and there are certain things that you can have done that will turn off those receptors. So basically, if you take something, you wouldn't even feel it anyway. But
Mhm.
then, how did my mind know to program for the opioids? You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right.
To me, that's when you can't deny that something else had something to do with all this. It didn't just boom happen.
I hear you. So Sato said Klaus Schwab, the WEF. What is WEF? World Economic
World, yeah,
Forum.
yeah.
I
That's
still don't I
Klaus
still
Schwab.
don't,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That I couldn't think of the name. That's it.
I don't even know what do they do, the World Economic Forum. Like what that sounds crazy as hell.
Well, I mean, God, I used to. I at one point I was reading so many things on them, and I don't. It's kind of one of those things where I could tap into it if I really think about it, but after you move on to something else, it's like, wait,
Right.
well. But basically, I mean, in a nutshell, it's going to sound, like you said, c word, but basically it's World Economic Forum. It's some entity that I guess will work with other entities, and then they will almost like cosmic. Like if you think about like what your brain looks like in the little spider web, like
Yeah.
all of that will be dominated by a collective, but that collective will also always have a person that's at the top. And I don't know that it's him. I mean, I can't imagine that nobody's even powerful enough for that. It's like something from a realm that we don't even understand. I know that sounds crazy, but anyway.
Look at this. Let's see what the Google machine says. It says the WEF's main purpose as being to function as a socializing institution.
Yeah.
I already don't like any of these words.
Yeah.
A socializing institution for the emerging global elite, the globalists, the
Yep.
globalization's mafiocracy,
Hmm.
mafiocracy of bankers, industrialists, oligarchs, technocrats, and politicians.
Mafiocracy. Maybe they're doing a play
Yeah,
on words.
right. Yep. Who is running it? Okay, so I heard of this guy. I just never did. It's so many players,
Hmm.
and it's just so hard to like me. My problem is retaining information. I do research all day, but it's just like you said, it's like if my brain was an iPhone, my storage been full like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So I heard of this guy. His name is weird. Is he German or something? Um, but I never went down a rabbit hole with this guy right here. But
Yeah. There's plenty.
I get the feeling that he's not a good guy. He's
No.
not on the
I mean,
he's
from what
he's
I
a,
can see, all you have to do is just listen to him
Jesus
talk,
fucking Christ.
and it's crazy that anybody even hands him a microphone because he just sounds like a cartoon character. The way it's crazy.
Shout out Zach. Zach is in the channel. He said, if you get hungry, just think of Emily Willis naked. You'll lose your appetite.
Yeah,
That's insane. That's insane.
Is that one of the Willis sisters?
Well, Emily Willis is a porn star.
Oh, see, I had no idea.
I don't know.
I'm glad I didn't know who that was.
No, I did a video on her yesterday. She's a porn star, and she apparently overdosed because she's, a cokehead, and she made a GoFundMe, right? So apparently, here's the funny thing about that whole story. She's worth like $900,000, but she made a GoFundMe, and she's already raised like close to $20,000. And I'm just like, wow, I can't believe it. Like it's just signs like that show you that we living in a completely reversed situation. Everything is backwards. Like people like peasant, respectfully, peasants giving money to the wealthy is the most insane thing I've ever seen. And you see it all across like social media, like people that work really hard for their crumbs just give it away to celebrities and things like that. But then when it comes to a regular, they'll walk right past the dude that's just sitting on the ground, man. And it's sad.
Yeah. Well, the saddest thing is the people that are in the cult of organized religion, and then they have barely any money, and they send it to these evangelicals that are just. I mean, it's such a joke, and it's hard to understand how people don't see it for what it is. But
what was that guy that owns that mega church? And I think it's
with that shooting.
That owns the mega church. I think it's in, I don't want to say, I don't know, New Orleans, or it like flooded during Katrina. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm just thinking of the one that was just recently where there was the shooting. I can't even think
where
of
was that?
either.
Pastor mega church. I can't remember. I can't believe I can't remember his name.
I know, I can't
Joel
think of it either.
Osteen.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Joel Osteen. Didn't oh my god, didn't they find like a lot of money at his church? Hold on. They found like money in the walls of his church. You don't remember that?
That's what I heard something like that, but that reminds me of remember money was in the walls, and oh god, what was that show? Ozark.
Oh, remember? I never watched that.
Oh my god.
I know what you're talking about, but I never
I'm not big on, I definitely don't like celebrity, anything like that. But Ozark, that was awesome. Like it's really good. I'd watch it again all the way through.
Wow.
It's really gritty.
They said 7 years after an estimated $600K was stolen from a safe at Joel Osteen's mega church, they envelopes full of money were found. I think they said in the bathroom of his church, in the wall.
Oh god. And the wall symbology, that's like a big thing. In movies, you'll see a lot of times things will be like people will be stuck behind a wall and they can't get out. It's very creepy. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but
I don't know why when you just try to like look up information now, you have to pay for everything. You can't even just use you can't even just look up information. They want me to pay to, I don't understand. Anyway, so I think that's pretty cool that you were saying that. You know, I see both sides though, because I think that's pretty dope. Like if I had kids and you just told them what you were doing and they naturally just wanted to like support you and take that challenge on too. I think I think that shows
Yeah,
a lot about your children. You know what I'm saying?
that's true. I didn't even think about it like that, but yeah, I'm at some point. I'm sure I'm going to have to explain what's going on because I'm going to get kind of irritated. But we could just do, like a marathon, and we'll just stay on here.
We definitely, I definitely, I'm glad you came on because we definitely got to check in every day, like
Yeah.
because once again, we in this shit together, and I was on Zach's channel, and he was I think I don't know if you're familiar with Zach Hubbard, but I think he posted a video on his channel, and he had like a home gym. You know what I'm saying? I went and bought a
Mhm.
couple of weights, a couple of months ago, like dumbbells. I haven't even touched them. I think I lost one. I don't even know how that's possible. But yeah, I think that it is very important. Like I'm gonna be honest. I get so stuck in this rabbit hole of like
Mm.
doing research, and then I'm doing music, but I really just I really do ignore my physical health. I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
Well, the thing that I find interesting is that people are always talking about, survival and getting prepped and everything. But
right,
I mean, really, you need to, besides prepping your mind, you also need to prep your body because
right,
a lot of people, if you've seen that movie Wally, I mean, they can talk all they want and have whatever they need, but if they need to run, they're not even going to be
right,
able to outrun anybody.
right,
Um, I mean, even though I do have a bad sugar addiction, I will say that I do have an elliptical, and I usually try to get on that. I mean, it used to be 5 times a week, but now it's more like maybe 3 times a week. But and I try to do 500 calories just to like not have it just all get out of control.
right, right. I think the food too. Like I see it a lot with like professional athletes. Like I watch a lot. I used to watch a lot of basketball, and it's just these players are constantly getting hurt, and it's as if their body just isn't even strong enough
Mm.
to what I'm saying, be like compete anymore. And I just wonder if I think I heard something about like it's not even like adequate nutrients in the soil anymore that
Yeah.
the food is coming from, and I kind of believe that, like we just not getting, our bodies are just and they do it on purpose. What was it like? Bill Gates had he was it Monsanto, like Bill Gates, and he was connected with Monsanto or something like that, but he was buying up all that farmland. I'm like, okay, wow, we're basically gonna be eating from Bill Gates pantry, like, and that shit is, I'm gonna be honest, that shit is terrifying. Like
Yeah.
eating
Well,
food that I knew Bill Gates grew, like that's
and
terrifying.
if food is supposed to be fuel, I mean, what are you fueling? Like, what are we being fueled with?
Right.
I mean,
Let's see. It said, what does Bill Gates have to do with Monsanto? The Gates Foundation recently purchased 500,000 shares of Monsanto to help Africa. I love how they always like so worried about Africa and shit, and we over here,
yeah,
but I know they're experimenting with them, and and I feel, I'm gonna be honest, I feel bad for those people. Like if I was in Africa and I'm seeing Bill and Melinda come through my village,
oh, yeah. They have actually had villages ban them. You may know about that, but
yeah, yeah, I heard
they
about
went
that.
crazy. You heard
Yeah,
about that?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because well,
I don't blame them.
we gotta, because as soon as we start talking like that, then you're not allowed to say stuff like that on the internet, like as
Yeah,
adults or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about like what's your favorite thing to eat, because I got a lot of respect for your diet. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'll ever be on your level in this lifetime as far as how strict your diet is. But can you talk about um can you
That's
talk
only
about how
funny. That's only funny because I'm admitting that Milk Duds is like a downfall for me. So, oh yeah, it's like a great diet. I guess I was thinking about like how we were talking about that yesterday, and if I was not a vegetarian, I can imagine if somebody's telling me that they don't eat anything with eyes, I would think, like you did, I would think, well, what the hell do you eat? You know? But it's funny. I just feel like, I mean, I don't feel like it. It seems like meat is pushed in every single, you can't even almost have a snack without meat being part of it.
Right.
It just seems overkill to me.
And
Oh my God,
cheese.
overkill.
And cheese too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So, and then that's from an animal zoo.
Uh,
Um, and then I'll get these people because I'm a vegetarian. They'll say, well, you know that when they pull, whatever, like pull carrots out or whatever they say, they'll say that the vegetable screams, and I'm like, okay, you know, I'm sorry, but yeah, but you know what? The vegetable doesn't have eyeballs and a mouth,
yeah.
So
So
yeah,
can you go through all the stuff you don't eat? You don't eat bacon, right? Bacon,
no,
no bacon. When was the last time you ate bacon?
ugh, I don't even remember.
If you smell bacon, do you get sick? Do you feel
No,
sick?
it actually, if I smell bacon, it's nostalgic because it reminds me of Sunday mornings when my parents would make breakfast.
Mm,
And so it's like a good feeling. But then when I think about what it is, obviously I'm not,
right.
it's kind of gross, but I don't like to, they have this saying in my kids' school, I don't like to yuck anyone's yum. So, you know,
Oh
I just,
man. I'm gonna
yeah, I
tell
don't eat
you, when this is
hamburgers,
over,
nothing.
I'm eating a whole pack of bacon. I'm like Friday, either Friday or Saturday, I'm eating a whole pack of bacon. Okay, so you say you don't eat hamburger meat at all either?
No,
Do you eat
I,
chicken?
nope,
Do you eat pork chops?
no,
I miss pork chops so much. Do you eat and you're not Muslim, right?
no,
Okay. Do you eat shrimp?
no, I don't eat any seafood.
No
I mean, I
salmon.
guess definitely no salmon. I was going to say, I guess like shellfish would technically not be have eyes, but even when I was little, I grew up on an island where um, seafood was just everywhere,
Right.
especially oysters and clams and shrimp and all that stuff. And
Right.
I've just always thought it was too chewy and gamey. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I've just never really liked it.
Okay. I'm trying to think of more animals. So you
Yeah,
don't
I know.
eat and you've been like that like you're basically your whole life.
Pretty much all of my adult life, except for the two times when I was pregnant and I
Right.
had to, like, there was nothing was going to get in between me and a hamburger. It was just, it took over. And then after the pregnancy, I kind of got back into it a little bit, but then it came back around where I didn't like it anymore. And I didn't like the idea of it, of slaughterhouses and stuff like that.
Right. I
But
see.
that's just for me. I'm not, my kids eat whatever they want.
Right.
I'm not pushing that on anybody because that's definitely a personal choice.
Okay. So my thing is like this: when you sit down and you eat with your family,
Hmm.
do you when you go to sit down this next 3 days, are you gonna feel like are you gonna sit down with them, or are you just gonna be like, I can't do
First of all, you're assuming that we sit down and have family meals to begin with.
that?
No, I'm only kidding. I mean, we spend a lot of time together, but I don't, the sit down thing.
Yeah,
It is great. It is nice, but
yeah,
sometimes it can be a little forced too,
yeah, yeah.
and yeah, but usually if we're sitting down all eating together, like if we had a barbecue or something,
Right.
I would have a veggie burger or a black bean burger or something like that.
Mhm.
I know it sounds so boring, but it's like to me it doesn't, it seems like nothing. And like we were saying, I mean, I don't have any fear uh, worrying about the meat being taken away because I'm used to it.
Right. And see, that's a hurdle that I have to like. That would be one of the biggest because I'm a straight up carnivore. Like I sometimes I'll eat like leafy stuff and something is wrong with my body. Like I'll eat lettuce, I'll eat a salad, and I feel like I gotta throw up. Like I'm
Oh my
being
God.
dead serious. Yeah. So like some days I'll have to have like like a smoothie with the greens in it, so
Mhm.
I can get that, the nutrients that way.
Yeah.
Because yeah, a lot of times I don't know if it's what they're spraying. It's just my stomach is very sensitive to that stuff. So I don't know if they're spraying this shit with something or the restaurant saying washing. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
for sure. At the
Yeah,
restaurants,
yeah,
lettuce for sure.
yeah,
They
yeah,
put special stuff on it. But what
yeah.
about have you ever had? Do you like arugula? Have you ever had arugula?
I eat arugula, kale,
Okay, yeah, I love arugula.
spinach. I actually love vegetables. But it's like I said, my body like kind of start like 10 minutes after eating it. I go to
Yeah,
this place called Just Salad. You got a Just Salad over there?
that sounds familiar. We definitely have a lot of salad places out here,
Yeah.
though.
So yeah, it's like a chain salad place, and it appears to be fresh. They have everything, and I like going there, but yeah, like after like I eat, half the bowl, I just feel like I gotta vomit. Like
Oh
it's
God, that's
weird.
awful.
It's just weird.
Yeah, well, and like you were saying, and so that makes you not really want to eat that. And for
Yeah.
me, even before I watched all the slaughterhouse documentaries and stuff like that, it's just I don't know, for some reason whenever I just seemed to like get sick a lot when I would eat meat, and so I just you know felt like, okay, I don't really want to feel this way anymore, like you didn't want to feel that way.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, that was that. And then I was having a lot of health issues, so that'll definitely change your diet up real quick when the doctor tells you if you keep eating this, you're gonna be on pills for the rest of your life. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? So I definitely had a lot to do with my diet, but like I said, man, for me to be able, I try not to be excessive, but I definitely I could never see. Okay, so let's just do this, and like give me like what would you eat like during the day, like three type of meals as a vegetarian. What are you eating? Like how are you getting your protein, and how are you like how are
I was
you
gonna say.
actually how are you actually being excited to eat? You know what I'm saying about what you're eating? You know what I mean?
Well, okay, one meal would be Milk Duds. I'm only kidding. No,
That's
that's
hilarious.
after I've eaten. Um, I I eat a lot of. I think for me, what it is too is that I don't sit down and like eat a whole meal because I I cannot stand that feeling of feeling full. And I mean,
Yeah.
I know some people like that, but I can't stand that. Like the minute I start to feel full, then I know I've eaten too much, and I have no energy or whatever.
Right.
So I basically will just do what some people I guess try to do, but I'm not trying to do it, is like maybe six little small meals a day, and it'll be, a lot of fruit. Um I love arugula. Like I should have a whole farm of that because I eat so much of it. But I mean, to me that is exciting, and that sounds ridiculous, but I love arugula because it has like a real bite to it, almost like a
Right.
little bitterness, but it's good.
Right.
And so what I'll do too is if I had like, let's say if everybody else is eating pasta, I'll take like, you know, a quarter of the amount of pasta that most people would eat, and then I'll mix in tons of arugula with it, and
Mm.
it totally satiates me. So, I mean, it is possible and doable. You're probably thinking, why are you doing this 3-day fast then? But I'm telling you, my sugar thing, it's out of control. Like I have to have, something you'd have if you're going to a movie, and it's a special treat. I'm doing that like every single day, and I need to stop that. God, it's awful.
I mean, it must not be that bad if you don't if it's not affecting you, your health. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel
Or
well,
maybe it's because you're doing so like you're so disciplined with everything
yeah.
else. Then it's kind of like it's
Yeah,
kind of
it's I that
trade
makes sense. Yeah, it's everything is that is a very good point. I never even thought about
because
that.
that's how
It's
I am. Like I eat a bunch of fucking like food, but I don't eat desserts. I
Mhm.
rarely eat dessert, like or chocolate or anything like that. Rarely eat
Yeah,
that.
because to me, if you're gonna have a meal and then you're gonna have dessert and you're gonna be full,
All right.
I would rather just eat just the dessert and not have the meal.
That's insane.
I
That's
know.
insane.
It's crazy. I need to figure out how to like turn that receptor off in my brain with the sugar cravings. It's really bad.
Okay,
And
so
go ahead.
so you say uh your favorite candy or treat is Milk Duds.
Well, anything that's chewy, because then you can like chomp on it longer.
Right, right.
But before that, this is definitely some type of weird OCD thing. But before it was the fixation with the milk duds. Okay, this is gonna sound funny, but it was candy corn,
Oh God.
and
Yeah.
I mean all year long, not just Halloween. I was ordering it because with Amazon, I was like, oh my god, I can get candy corn all year long.
Wow. Candy
Yeah,
corn is good. For me, it's just too sweet. I got like a
yeah,
sweetness threshold. Candy corn is good. I like the texture. It look,
yeah.
whatever. It look cool. But it's just like once I eat like five,
Hmm.
after I eat like a handful, I'm like, yeah, I can't. Like I'm all. It's over. It's too
Yeah.
damn
See,
sweet.
I wish that was the case for me because that wasn't. That's you It's so cool that you said that though, because I never thought about it as that the other part of me is so dialed in that
Yeah.
you're thinking, well, what's the big deal? God, you eat really well. Who cares if you're having one carton of milk duds? But I know that I could feel a lot better if I wasn't doing that. And
Right.
I feel like I can't to cut that off. The only way I can imagine that I can do that, really do that and sustain it, is to do this 3-day fast, because then I'm not going to come off of a 3-day fast and then go out and buy milk duds.
Well, you just
Not on
like
the first
what you're
week.
doing is going cold turkey. That's it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it's all extremes. I'm that. Unfortunately, I am like that.
That's funny. No, so I think my mom kind of like indoctrinated me into just my obsession with raisinets. Like
Mm.
never liked raisins ever. Never really liked grapes. But I always seen my mom. My mom was kind of like that. Like every time I walk past her room, she always has some fucking a box of raisinets in her hand, And then I tried them, and then combine that with working at a movie theater once upon a time, bro. Like I was eating raisinets like every day, every other day, and I was like,
Yeah.
yo. But yeah, I haven't had them in a while. But that's probably my raisinets. I like the Nerds rope,
Mm.
but and I love, obviously the Reese's. The Reese's are, I mean, come on, like, yeah, I don't trust people that don't like Reese's. Come on, like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Unless you have
Um,
a peanut allergy.
unless you have a peanut allergy.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it's like sweet stuff. I don't know. I can't do it like on a prolonged level. So for example, I went to the grocery store and I bought like a strawberry shortcake parfait type of thing.
Hmm.
I just like light, like I like the sweet. I'm just one of those people. I like my sweetness on the light level. I don't
Hmm.
even like it in the medium. I just want like a taste, like just a little taste of the sweetness, and I'm out. Like that's just
Well,
me.
and yeah, some people they'll say after they've had like a couple pieces of candy, they're like, "Oh my god, my teeth hurt so bad," and
Yeah,
so I mean, I almost think that's a blessing
right,
because
right.
then you stop doing it.
Have you ever had Burger King's Hershey Sunday pie?
No, that sounds really good though.
Wow. Okay, so I take everything I said back. This is my number one. I like this shit more than Raisinets. Burger King. So yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna be a bad influence.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, I'm gonna have to
This
go get it.
shit right here. Oh my god. But what I do is, this is how you know my fat bastard is coming out. I put it in the freezer. I never eat it. Um, I never eat it. From there.
Uh,
I always
but
come home.
also, that's good because then you don't drink it all fast. Make it last longer. That's my thing with the chewy candy.
It's just it's so these right here. Oh my god, I could eat like 10 of them. Like I could eat like 10 of them. But when I go there, like I said, I get one. They like $3-4 for just one. Is ridiculous. but I come home, I put it in the freezer, and then oh my god, and it gets like, because it's all it is like cream. It's
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a cream pie, and then it has like the
Are you still there?